What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and I'd like to welcome you to a brand new series called For the Love of the Game. And that's where I'm going to take Queen's Park from the depths of the Scottish Football League and take them all the way up to the First Division. Now, you may be wondering why I didn't say take them all the way to Premier League Championship glory. First and foremost, when you're dealing with a team full of all amateurs, just getting promoted is going to be hard enough. So that's goal number one, is to just get promoted. Secondly, being a team of all amateurs, you're not tied down by a contract, so anybody can come in and swoop up some of my best players. So if a Motherwell or a St. Mirren, hell, if they're good enough, maybe Celtic or Rangers want to take any of my players, by golly, they will, because I cannot offer them money being a team that is strictly tied down to amateur law. But I want to see if it is possible that a team strictly wanting just to play for the love of the game, as the name implies, how well they can do. Hell, even the Queen's Park motto, when translated to English, means to play for the sake of playing. Now that is football at the truest form, so I want to see if we can hold up to those old ways and see if we can't get into the First Division by only using amateur players. Now, Queen's Park have had a long history in Scottish football, but most recently it's just been in the bottom two divisions, as their last promotion was back in 2006, where they spent a couple years up in the Scottish League 1, but their last title win was back in 2000. So they have a long time coming for them on actually winning a league. In fact, taking a look at the Scottish Cup, they've won it 10 times. That is the third most amount of Scottish Cup victories behind Celtic and Rangers. But they haven't won the thing since 1893, since all these other teams started to be semi-pro and professional and pay their players, whereas Queen's Park remained amateur and stuck with the old traditional ways of football. So I'm going to try and slowly build my reputation up and hopefully do it with some good amateur players. Now, taking a look at the side, of course, stars mean nothing since this entire team is full of amateurs. When you take a look at, like, say, a typical 3.5-star amateur player, yeah, we're dealing with players that aren't all that great. So we're going to try and make do with what we have. I may bring in several loanees. I may sign more players on, and that's the wonder of amateur contracts, is you can sign and release players without any penalty, which may be exactly what I'm going to do here, because if you take a look at some of the positions that I have, my left back, I only have one true left back, and he really is not all that great, so I'm going to look for a replacement there. As you can see down here, we do have one loanee in by the name of Chris Duggan. He is on loan from Partick Thistle, and Partick Thistle are a Premier League side, so it's great to have a young player coming in from a Premier League side that can bring us Premier League experience and hopefully help us out in the long run. The other striker coming in that looks fairly well is Ross McPherson. He may not be great on the attacking side, but his pace is more than average for this type of league, so hopefully I can play both Duggan and McPherson up front. And it's looking like this team is going to be more consistent of a 4-4-2, traditional 4-4-2, because of, well, they're amateur players. They're probably not going to want to learn more than one formation. And two, it's the traditional formation. Why not use it to try and win this? So taking a look at some of the other players, like a Sean Burns, good speed there. Taking a look at a Darren Miller, he's only good for speed. Up and down this roster, I need to overhaul it. So I'm going to, cut out, make some transfers, maybe bring in a couple loanees, play through some of these friendlies, and I don't know. You know what? I'm going to do a double live com today then. I'm going to show the first match in this Challenge Cup to see how we do there. And then we're going to play our first Scottish League 2 match against Clyde. So sit tight and wait until that first Challenge Cup match, and we'll see what I did in the transfer market. So hold on a second, we'll be right back. Okay, and we are back with our first match coming up. We have been drawn against Hibs, Hibernian, in the first match, the Challenge Cup, the first round of the Challenge Cup. And, well, let's just say it's not a good draw. Hibs are currently in the Scottish Championship, and we're coming off of a string of really bad results in friendlies. The only friendly that we won was against our own under-20s. Ever since, it's been complete disaster. Formation changes, just nothing would work. I understand that these teams are 1 or 2 divisions above us, but Largs Thistle are in one of the stages below us, so losing out to them is really disheartening. So hopefully we'll turn that around. Well, I don't think we'll turn that around against Hibs, but then against Dundee, we are facing them in the Scottish League Cup. So I'm going to be live comming those 2 matches now, I guess. And I don't expect wins on either one of them, but we'll see how they play out. So we're going to face off against Hibs with the 4-5-1 formation, looking to play outside on the wings. We're going to be going with a 4-4-2. We're going to have William Murr sitting in net today. Actually, no, I'm not going to have William Murr in nets. I'm going to have Chris McCluskey. Chris McCluskey, one of the players that I picked up over the transfer window. Not a bad player, I can say. Then we'll have Jonathan Bateson playing the right back position. Andy McLean. Ramoud Bouadji from France, 31-year-old. A little pacey, 11 on pace, a little lacking acceleration, but again, he is 31. I am looking towards him on his aerial ability because his tackling and marking are a little subpar. And then finally, Bernard Call, 19-year-old, who came up through our youth organization. He's the only one of our back line that I didn't bring in. Everyone else was brought in during this past transfer window. The middle 4 will consist of Andrew Neal, little pacey there, Graham Owens, more pace, Craig Anderson, more attacking than pace, and Graham Forsyth. He's one of the paciest players on my squad, 13 on both pace and acceleration, very decent everywhere else. This entire mid-4 has been brought in during the transfer window, and Graham Forsyth is being loaned in actually from Oloa, who are in the Scottish Championship. And then sitting up front, we'll have Ross McPherson and Jack Boyle. Jack Boyle being brought in because Chris Duggan, unfortunately, picked himself up a fractured wrist and will be out for the next 2 months. So right off the bat, we've dug ourselves a hole as one of our star players is out for the first 2 months of this season. So I don't know how we're going to go on with that, but all we can do is try. So let's kick off and maybe get a goal against Hibs. We'll see. Alright, and we come out kicking off for my first match as head of Queen's Park, and already I can tell we're going to be outpaced and outmatched by a team that is sitting 2 divisions above us. So all we can try and do is just play, make it competitive. And already Hibs, after 21 minutes, we force them to a corner. They whip it in, let's head it away. And we did have a nice opening flurry for the first 20 seconds, but unfortunately nothing since then, as it's been all Hibs. Hibs with a free kick on the edge of the box, and that goes in off the underside of the crossbar, and it's 1-0 to Hibs after 24 minutes. Not surprised by that at all. Like I said, this is not the one. It's not the competition I'm worried about, and 2, I understand that it's going to get bad before it gets better. I understand that, and right now it's halftime, and we're only holding them to 1 goal. which I think is a win in my book. So let's just tell them they're doing okay for now. They're doing okay for now. We've held them to only 1 goal. Go out there and just keep it up. Keep doing the best that you can. Hibs have taken 10 shots on the day so far, and we have only taken 2. Ball whipped into the box. Can we make something of it? Can we get it out? We actually do get it out, but unfortunately the pace of the Hibs defender getting there before our striker can make it. And Hibs coming on the counter. Oh, 1 tackle missed. The 2nd tackle missed. Hibs still with the ball. Oh, we get it. We get it. Maybe we can hit him on a counter here. McPherson coming up the left. Out to Forsyth. Whips it in. Ooh, a nice shot on target by Boyle. Had to be saved by the keeper. We get a corner. It's whipped in, but it's kicked back out. Thrown back into the box. And we get another corner kick out of it. Not going down without a fight, but we need to continue making these chances count. Anderson with the ball. We're going backwards. And unfortunately, that leads to nothing. And, oh, no, my goalkeeper gets injured. Not very often you see that where your goalkeeper gets injured, but fortunately I do have somebody on the bench. I was thinking about taking him out. I was thinking about taking William Muir out, but geez, I hope it's nothing too bad. But okay, 2nd sub, and it's it's my goalkeeper, and I have another player with a knock. Oh geez. I got another player at the knock, and then somebody who just was dead on the pitch was what it looks like. So we're going to have to play somebody out of position, and that's going to be David McWilliams coming in to play the left back. So people are dying on the pitch left and right for me. There are 2 players going out injured, and I got Boyle sitting there with a knock. Nobody's playing particularly well. And I think I still have 1 more sub to make, and unfortunately we give up a penalty. McWilliams with a very ticky-tack foul, giving up a penalty to Hibs in the 70th minute. And what is almost surely going to be 2 goals to 0 to Hibs. Keeper dove the right way, but just did not get there in time. So we're going to make 1 final sub. And that is going to be... Who's that going to be? It can't be Boyle. It can't be any of the strikers. I don't have a striker on the bench. Okay, so we're going to bring on Jamie Adams for Graham Owens. It's our final sub. Just to give him a run out at this point. Give him match experience, match fitness. Because it's definitely not going to be our match. We're going to be out of this first round, as Hibs have proven to be the more overpowering team. Rightly so. I mean, they've injured 2 of our players already. But we're not going down without a fight. 81st minute, Forsyth coming up the left wing, whips in a cross, but unfortunately the goalkeeper steps in front of... Who was that? Steps in front of McPherson before he can corral that ball in. Well, we keep it going, though. Boyle back out to Forsyth. Maybe he can get in 1 more cross. Gets it to McPherson, who gets it to Boyle, and Boyle doing the impossible and scoring against Hibs, and that makes it 2-1 with 5 minutes of stoppage time. I'm going to tell everyone, encourage them to move forward and see if we can't get a tying goal. Though I think that is that's long since the... Oh, geez, and a 3rd player goes off injured. Well, I can't do anything about it, and this match is pretty much over. So we're going to have to go down with the ship. 10 men, 3 of them injured, a 4th one with a knock. And there it is, full-time. Hibs defeating us 2-1 in the first round of this Challenge Cup. It wasn't too bad. We did start to have things start clicking at the very end, but the injuries did take a toll, and hopefully none of them are going to be very serious, very life-threatening, or career-ending. So Dave McWilliams is out for 4 to 5 weeks with a twisted knee, and Jack Boyle, who had the knock, apparently had a bruised rib and is out for 2 weeks. Okay. And we get 400 pounds for our little appearance there in the Challenge Cup. Alright, so then our next match, I guess, will be in the League Cup. And hell, I'll still do the Clyde match just to see how we do in the league to start. So, when we come back, we're going to be in the League Cup against Dundee and see how we fare in that competition. Alright, and now we're facing off against Dundee in this Scottish League Cup, Communities League Cup. And you see they're going to play a 4-2-3-1 with 2 deep defensive mids. I've resorted to the 4-2-3-1 that I've used in the past, and hopefully it will give us a little bit of an edge. The reason why I have this is because, well, most of my strikers are now off injured because of, training or the previous match. So we're going to go with this 4-2-3-1, and we're going to have McCluskey in net, Bateson, Wharton. I'm giving Buwaji the run out today, and Jamie Mills as well, very young left back that I picked up mostly because of his pace, 14 pace, 14 acceleration. Defense needs a little work with the 10 tackling and 6 marking. Hopefully he'll come together for us. Our 2 center mids will be Craig Anderson, as you've seen in the past, and Darren Miller. I think you've seen in the past as well. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of options I could put up there that are of a fit and in full form. Our 3 center attacking mids, and though they're not center, are going to be Graham Owens, Martin McBride, and Sean Burns. And our lone striker up front is going to be Ross McPherson. Well, let's see if we can pull at least another goal. Like I said, Hibs, our goal was 1 goal. We got that. But unfortunately, that penalty was what kept us out from putting into extra time. So maybe we can improve upon that in this match. So let's kick off and see what happens. And now we kick off. It looks like that we are, yes, we're still in our black and white stripes. Oh, and right away, Dundee. Wow, not even 20 seconds into the match, Dundee are up 1-0 on us. I expected it to go Dundee's way, but I didn't think it would go that way in that quick amount of time. So I don't know what to do now because everything's coming up X's for us. Up and down the area. And so far, since that opening goal, there hasn't been a lot more attack. So we do get something in, but the cross just ends up in the arms of the goalkeeper. We do get the ball back. Can we reset it and turn it into something? McCluskey throwing up to the center, but Dundee picks it right off and is coming back on a counterattack of their own. Puts it around 1, gets it past the defender. It's still in the box. Good save by McCluskey, though. Definitely helping out right there. Could have been 2. But with a save like that, it could be 2 right here. Free kick on the edge of the box. Dundee player squares it. Ooh, good save. Good fingertip save, but a low angle shot. And Dundee makes it 2-0. And could very likely put us out of the cup match right here. So yeah, would definitely have not been good with this formation, though we can't really do anything aside from that. Dundee, here they come again with a corner in. I mean, I guess we could try playing a little deeper, because this is a little too attacking, and that makes it 3 for Dundee. You know what, I'm gonna drop it back with tactics. I'm going to drop this back and see what's up. Because maybe dropping everyone to a flat 4 will help out instead of throwing 4 men forward when you don't have very adequate defenders. Dundee, just not even 2 minutes later, scoring another goal, and that makes it 4. The boys are withering. We're playing against a team that's, I think Dundee are in the No, Dundee can't be in the Premier League. I think they're in the Championship, and we give up a penalty, and it's going to be 5. And the barrage just continues. There it is, top corner. Dundee 5-0 over Queen's Park. And this has just been an absolute nightmare. Nobody has been doing well. And I fear it's just going to continue, since there really is nothing we can do. It didn't help that we lost Duggan in the preseason for 2 months, so we're going to be without him. But the quicker this match ends, the better. And there it is. Another crashing out in a competition, and this time it's 5-0 to Dundee, and I'm not happy with your performance out there. It could have been a lot better. Could have put up more of a fight like you did against Hibs, but giving up 5 to Dundee is not the result I was looking for. And maybe you could have gotten away with 2, maybe 3, but 5, we were given £10,500 for that, and I don't even want to deal with those guys. So, one more match for the day, as you see our losing streak continues. We're going to face off against Clyde in our first league match, so don't go anywhere, we'll be right back for that. Alright, and in our very first Scottish League 2 match, we're going to be taking on Clyde at home in Hampton Park, and it looks like they're going to be coming out with a 4-5-1. Now, I've been trying to tinker around with a formation. They want to go out wide. I was thinking about going out wide too, but then again, I decided against it, and more than likely I'm going with this formation, this 4-1-2-1-2. Try and keep it through the center of the park and make something happen out there. And maybe if I have to, I can send them out wide. I can send these center mids out wide and play like a 4-4-2 diamond. So the setup I'm going to have right now is William Muir in net, and then we're going to have Bateson, Wharton, Andy McLean, and Bernard Cole as the flat back 4. The defensive mid is going to be Jamie Adams. He's the only true defensive mid I do have on the squad. Our 2 center mids will be Sean Fraser and Craig Anderson. Sean Fraser needing a little less pace than normal, and then Craig Anderson, of course. Martin McBride is going to be our attacking mid, and then the 2 strikers up front, we have Ross McPherson and someone from our youth squad, Thomas Collins, 17-year-old. Good attacking stats, decent speed too, 11 on pace, 11 acceleration, 11s in dribbling and finishing as well, so hopefully he'll help us out, being the youngster that he is, with his pace and with his finishing. And we look towards trying to get our first points in this league and hopefully make something of it, get off to a good start and end this bad run of form. So let's kick off and see what happens. Alright, now hopefully that we are back into our comfort zone and against teams that are around our level. Hopefully we can turn this into some sort of success. Clyde getting the ball to start off this half and nothing going their way to start. And already it looks like one of my players is a little hampered by fatigue injuries or fatigue fitness issues. Long ball forward in the 21st minute. Collins coming forward. He has options in the center. He does find McPherson. And we get our first goal of the league season. Ross McPherson in the 22nd minute, putting Queen's Park up 1-0. But answering right back, it looks like. Oh, it looked like Clyde had some sort of answer. But here we come on the counter. Collins Coming up the right, throws it forward to find Ross McPherson once again. Oh no, they're going to give it an own goal. Either way, it is now 2-0 Queen's Park in the span of 2 minutes. Flying high in the league. Like I said, now that we're finally in our comfort zone, playing teams that are on our same level, not no Hibs or Dundee. Now we can shine. As here we come again in the 33rd minute, playing it through the center of the park, but taken off the ball right there by Clyde, as now they're trying to play it out wide as their formation would dictate. We get the ball right back and are playing it through the center. We give it to Martin McBride, trying to find space around the Clyde players. Frazier out wide to Bateson. No space out there. Through the middle to Anderson. McBride ahead to Collins. How did you miss that? It goes just wide right of the post. That could have easily been 3. Clyde now on the attack right before the half. And they get one back, making it 2-1. And there we go into halftime, leading 2-1. We're not doing that bad. Definitely doing, yeah, things are going well. You can do better. Defense, not happy with your performance out there. Laying that goal in the very end of the first half. Midfield, you're doing great. And up front, you're doing great as well. Yeah, I don't know why the goalkeeper is mad, and I don't know why the defense is mad. You really haven't done all that great. So let's kick off in the second half. We start with the ball, and let's see if we can hold on to this lead and maybe even build on it. 60 minutes have almost come and gone, so I'm going to encourage the boys right here. And I may have to start making subs out. Bateson is a little bit fatigued, having a little issue there. Do I have anybody that could play out on the right? Andrew Neal will come on for Bateson. One of Clyde's players goes off injured. Andrew Neal plays a wing-back right, so him dropping back into that deep position should not be all that big of a difference. And this half is going just flying by. It's now 80 minutes gone. 10 minutes left in the match, and now I need to figure out what I want to do with my final 2 subs. The defensive mid has not played all that well. I don't have anybody on the bench that can pick him up. At this point, I'd rather sub out defense just so I can have some presence back there. So all 3 of my subs are going to be on the defensive side of the ball, and we definitely need fresh legs out there just so we can prevent a Clyde attack. We get a corner with 4 minutes, actually 3 minutes in stoppage time left. Another deep cross in. It falls off the post. And 2 of my men were in the area. I cannot believe we didn't pick that up for a 3rd goal. But we do get a deep throw-in out of it. It's into the box. And it goes out for another throw-in. Time wasting, essentially, right here. 3 minutes of stoppage time on the clock have nearly come and gone, but Clyde at the death having a chance. They have a chance, but it's a clearance, and that should be the end of the match. There it is, full time, Queen's Park getting their first win of the season, and it happens to be in the league, 2-1 against Clyde. Great job, guys. I'm really happy with pulling off that victory and getting us some positive points, getting us off to a great start. So there it is, 2-1. All that goodness. No injuries. That's always good too. So let's take a look at our schedule. Yeah, we are in the Scottish Cup, but I'm not really looking towards that. I'm not really looking towards playing in that. But when we come back, our next 2 matches are going to be in the Scottish Cup second round, depending on who we face. And then, sure, why not? We'll play East Stirlingshire after that, and we'll give a recap of how we've been doing in the league. But until next time, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this new series. I'm giving this an experimental go to see how it works. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Comments, questions, suggestions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.